when you notice that he was dumbfounded, don't do it again, because at that moment when you notice that he is dumbfounded, it means that there was nothing wrong. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the situation. Now you actually asking him again and again, who is this? Who is this? You are starting, as a female, you are starting to create a problem in his heart.
Innocent love.
Good man ruined by a bad woman. This is a topic that we're going to be talking about today. I hope that you're going to be enjoying this episode, because this is going to be a continuation of the last video that I did regarding the topic was called Obsessing over a Woman Who Doesn't Love You. And the reason why I also wanted to go into this topic was because it is this a deeper part of the video that I did last week. And guys, please don't misunderstand me, okay? I'm not bashing women. You know, it's just a nice trend that I'm on right now, and I want to kind of keep the pace going, because there's so many levels regarding that whole emotional thing, and why people are obsessed with people, and why partners are chasing other people. There's other things that are going on inside of your heart, and I want to try to really explain some of these things. So with that said, today's topic will be called Good Man Ruined by a Bad Woman. Now this again can also be the other way around, okay? Can also be, good woman ruined by a bad man. Works the same way. I just like the flow going this way, and maybe one day I will make a message regarding that. Let me take this back, because women and men obviously are two different types of person. They have two different types of overall personalities, and the buttons that be triggered by a man are different than the buttons that be triggered by a woman. Okay, so let me take that back. So with that said, I will probably do one for the woman as well, okay? But right now it's for the man, okay? So, good man ruined by a bad woman. This is today's topic, okay? So with that said, welcome guys to Innocent Love. If this is your first time coming to this channel, I would appreciate if you subscribe. That would mean a lot. And with that said, let's get right into it, okay? So I wrote it on a piece of paper, okay? I'm gonna have 8 steps where I believe a good man will be ruined by a bad woman, okay? So we're gonna go by step number 1, okay? Step number 1 is the man's purity and honesty, okay? I'm talking about in general, okay? I know that not every man is pure and honest, okay? There are some men out there that are very deceiving. They go out there with bad intentions into a relationship, and basically, not being honest to themselves, not being honest to their partner, okay? But I'm talking about the man, a good man, a man that has good intentions, a man that is good, that wants to have a healthy, successful, thriving relationship, okay? That's the type of man that I'm going to talk about, okay? And how that type of man can be ruined by a bad woman, okay? So with that said, let's get into it, okay? The man's purity and honesty, okay? Those particular men, when they go into a relationship, they have a very, very pure heart, okay? They're very honest, okay? They're not going to lie. They're not going to say anything that is wrong, okay? And if the man has certain secrets or certain things that he is embarrassed about, just because he doesn't tell you those things right away up front doesn't mean that he is bad, doesn't mean that he is a liar, doesn't mean that he is holding secrets. It doesn't mean that. It only means that this particular man is just simply waiting for the right time to tell you the truth about himself. Because like I said before, he may be very embarrassed. He may be very ashamed of that. It may take time for him to get it out, especially at the beginning. The man doesn't really know you. He wants to see how you react. He wants to see how your heart is before he comes up and he starts spilling the beans about his deepest secrets within himself, okay? So a man at the very beginning, a good man, is very pure, okay? And you as a female, you have to really look at that from that perspective, If you see a man and he is really, very honest to you, but he may have some secrets. Don't push him. Don't just trying to dig into him and trying to figure out of why don't you tell me this? I know there's more to the story. Why don't you tell me everything? You got to be honest to me, okay? Remember, the man just met you. Okay, he may need some time. Okay, so give him the time. You, as a female, you need to be patient because the man is pure. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the steps that you are going to do as a female that's going to ruin his personality, and he will become so different that you could never thought he could ever be. Okay, now the first step. The second step, okay, the man has good intentions. Okay, the man has good intentions. It means that whatever he is doing, okay, he wants to really do it out of a pure heart. Okay, so maybe sometimes he does a surprise for you, maybe he does something for you, and it seems like kind of weird to you. It's like, why are you bringing me to this place? This place is not that good. Let's say, for example, you go on your first date or your second or third date, okay? And he brings you to a place that maybe does not really be suitable to you. It seems like it's not really on your level as a female. You were expecting something more from him. But the man doesn't see that, okay? The man had a pure intention. He wanted to do something where he knows for himself that this is maybe something that you really like. And even if not, the man may know that he really enjoys that place so much that he assumes that you will enjoy it as well. Okay, so the man has really pure intentions about it. Even though it comes across wrong for you, doesn't mean that he was on purposely trying to hurt you or on purposely trying to embarrass you or whatever, or maybe go, but you know what I mean? So remember this, okay? So don't get offended, because if you get offended and you say to him, for example, the good man I'm talking about, why are you bringing me to a place like that? You already started to push and started to hurt him in a very tiny bit, okay? He is going to be like surprised, like, oh man, I thought that that you would really like it, man. Oh man. And then he feels bad about it, So be careful about when you go with a date with a good man and he all of a sudden, he does something for you that you really don't like that much, or you were kind of surprised that why didn't he bring him to a better place or whatever. This man had good intentions, so you're acting on that may already start to push a little button on him that kind of hurt him a little bit. Okay, so be careful with that. All right. Number 3, the man is dumbfounded. Okay, that's going to be the next step of destroying a good man. Now, what does it mean, a man being dumbfounded? Okay, now, for example, let's say, for example, something happens where the man went to a place and he wanted to meet his friends, because you always did that. He always did it in his past, and some of his friends are, for example, they are females, but those females that he knows are like really good friends, like very, I'm just talking hypothetically, okay? Some good men out there that do have females as very good friends. I know I have some, okay? And some women out there, they may think that this man is playing on her and saying, you know what? Why are you seeing those girls? Who are they? Why don't you come here to me? The man all of a sudden is gonna be like, I didn't know what to say. He's going to be like, he don't know what to say. He's going to be speechless. He's going to be like dumbfounded. Okay? Meaning that what he did not do in order to hurt you or to make you jealous, or he's playing with you. No, he was truly and honestly meeting people that he knows in his past or maybe his lifestyle that has nothing to do with your relationship. But your relationship that you have with him, it has nothing to do with that, okay? He is just being himself the way he always used to be before he met you, okay? I'm talking about the men who have good intentions. I'm not talking about the men who are players that are like, let's see if I can get her and let's see if I can just make her jealous or see that I'm a player. No, a man had good intentions. He just basically just acting out the way he was before he met you, meaning he is pure and he is honest. And the fact that you now come to him and you say to him that, well, who is that girl? Why are you talking to her? Like, Why didn't you tell about her before? The man being in a position of being dumbfounded is going to be the third part of ruining a good man, because now he has this dumbfound. He's kind of like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by that. You see how it goes? You're already adding another layer of a problem into the relationship that never had to be there in the first place. Okay? So, number 4, the man needs to defend himself. Now we're coming to the 4th stage. What's going to happen now is that, for example, he's being dumbfounded. It happened not only one time, but it happened again and again and again. And you constantly tell him that, oh, you're seeing her again. Why are you doing this? And you're not even realizing that he is getting dumbfounded again and again, because this man who had the good intentions for you and for his relation the way he is, now has to defend himself about certain things that he's not doing wrong in the first place. Okay? So he's starting to explain to you that everything is okay. Okay? I've seen this person before I met you. We're just friends. We're not doing anything wrong. Okay? And he's starting to, I wouldn't even say defend himself. He's just trying to be honest to you, telling you exactly. He's giving you the benefit of the doubt as a female. So maybe you don't know, maybe you're a little jealous. So he's telling you very kindly, because he loves you and he cares about you. He's telling you very kindly, nothing is wrong with that. He is this person that I know, she's a good friend of mine. We've been colleagues, we've been partners, whatever. He's being honest to you, but because he cares about you, because you are his girlfriend, he's explaining it to you in a kind way. I call it like, he's defending, for me, like the 4th stage. He's defending himself, but he's basically telling you. But this is now the 4th state of doing damage to the man. Okay, so you as a female, make sure that you don't get to this part where you're constantly asking, when you notice that he was dumbfounded, don't do it again, because at that moment when you notice that he is dumbfounded, it means that there was nothing wrong. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the situation. Now you actually asking him again and again, who is this? Who is this? You are starting, as a female, you are starting to create a problem in his heart. Okay? Number 5, the man's paranoia. That's number 5. Okay, now what's going to happen is the 5th state of ruining the man's life is that he's now starting to get paranoid, okay? Because he noticed that he constantly has to defend himself over and over again, which means he's going to start having a guilt feeling inside of him, okay? He's starting to feel guilty of something that he shouldn't feel guilty about, because that's how he acted all the time, and he was being pure and honest about you about that, okay? But what's happening now is because it happened over and over and over again, he is now starting to get a little paranoid, okay? He's starting to walk on a little eggshells, and he's becoming nervous around you, because he noticed that you confront him over things that he was completely innocent about. Now you're making a problem about them. Now he is starting to be getting nervous. He's paranoid. He don't know what to say to you anymore. And he already tried to explain to you that this is who I am, this is what I do. But because you constantly ask him over and over again, now he's starting to get paranoid and nervous, walking on eggshells, okay? And what could happen is, and I'm going to add this in there really quickly, is because of that, he now has to do this in secret, not because he wants to, but because he has to. Because he doesn't want to change who he really is. So he is still in this state of mind where he really wants to be himself. Okay, and you act in that way, you are changing him in a negative way, where he becomes a different person, and you are changing him into a person that he is not. You see what's going? So that's the 5th step of you destroying a man's life, So, number 6. The man's anger. So now what's going to happen is the 6th step. Well, basically now, the paranoia, the dumbfoundedness that he experienced prior now turns to anger. Why does it turn to anger? Because he constantly has to explain to you that nothing is wrong. Everything is okay. And you asking him over and over and over again, now he's becoming angry over that, okay? He's becoming angry and angrier and angrier. And guess what? I'm going to mention all that really quickly. This is something that happened to me as well, okay? I was going through some of these steps, exactly these steps to be honest, and I was getting to a point where I had to defend myself, and I was getting more and more angry. And guess what happened? I'm not saying every woman, but some women, okay? The woman is going to realize that, hey, why are you getting angry, okay? And she thinks that he is getting angry because he has a secret. Okay? And what's happening now is that you're blaming his anger based on that he has a secret. Which actually the fact is he's only getting angry because he has to constantly explain himself to you that nothing is wrong. Okay? And there are some women out there, they will use it as a fuel. Basically, they're gonna be saying, you see, you are angry, so you have something to hide. And what's happening now is now you're being narcissistic towards him, you're twisting his mindset, okay? And he is getting even more angry over that because of that. This is something that happened to me. I was getting more angry over my anger because my partner used to say that, see, you are getting angry, so you got something to hide, even though there was nothing there. That actually was making it way, way worse. Okay? So be careful. Be careful. You know, I always say, like, you know, when you meet somebody, the first thing that he tells you is normally the truth. Believe that. Believe the first thing he says. Don't believe after you ask him a million questions, because then you don't even know if he says the truth or not anymore. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And number 7, the man is in despair, meaning that now he is getting desperate. He's getting lost. He's getting tired of constantly explaining to you. He's getting confused. He's getting paranoid. All these things, okay? He's starting to not communicate with you anymore like he used to be, because the way you are acting towards him, he feels like that he can't tell you nothing anymore. So instead of telling you things or certain things, he is starting to share these things to his friends or people that he really knows. And why does he do that? He does it because he wants to keep his identity as a man, and he is expressing that identity that he actually had all the time in his life to other people that know him and that accept him for who he is, because he can't do it with you. Okay? He doesn't want to lose his identity. He doesn't want to lose his identity. So he's expressing it towards other people. Okay? So now you created a barrier between yourself and your partner, all because of your behavior towards a good man. Okay? So that's the next step. You creating this whole paranoia, this whole despair in this man, and now you come into a realization that you're not even recognizing him, and you're starting to argue about all kinds of things that had nothing. It wasn't even a problem to begin with. It was all because you were impatient, you were insecure and jealous, and all these things caused the man to act differently towards you and create a barrier in front of you. Okay? And number 8, good man ruined by a bad woman. Okay? The man's entrapment and hopelessness. So now the man is completely caged in you, completely controlled by you. Okay? He got no more way to get out of the situation. He is entrapped, okay? He is broken down. He is hurt. I have seen many men that were literally ruined that way. And even my granddad was in a situation like that, where he died a lonely man. That was something that my mom told me, that he was in such a bad relationship. That woman ruined his life, and he died a lonely man. Okay? He was not able to break out of that. Some people are able to break out of that. Other people, they weren't. You know, I was able to break out of that. Some other people are able to break out of that. Some other people cannot break out of that. One of this person that I believe can break out of that is Will Smith. You know? And I think that Will Smith is even in a deeper phase than what I was talking about. Okay? Guys, women, those are the steps, okay? And You are completely responsible of the man that turned that way. From a completely pure, honest man who had good intentions of a relationship being with you, you completely ruined him by all of these actions that you took towards him. All right? So you as a female, it is so important that you really, from the beginning, the key is one and one thing alone. Accept the person for who he is the key to a successful relationship. Okay? It will unlock the deepest secrets in the man and will make him completely honest towards you in all the ways. But once you start fiddling around, it takes a long time for that to heal and to go back to where it's supposed to be. All right? So guys, women, make sure that when you meet somebody, be patient. Be patient. Let that man come to you and tell you his secrets. Let him do this, okay? Treat that person as a good friend, okay? Even though you want to have a relationship with him, okay? Have a good friend mentality, okay? Because if you open this up like this, the man will come to you and he will be honest to you and there will be nothing to hide and you will have a beautiful relationship, okay? Patience is the key, okay? And the other thing you have to have a non-judgmental spirit. You can't judge the man. You judge that man will never come to you and tell you one more truth about. He will say nothing to you. He will be afraid of telling you anything because the way you judge him, the way you may show him the consequences, okay? Make sure, females, okay? If you really want to have a healthy relationship, make sure that you accept him for who he is and let him come to you in his timing to tell you everything about him. Let it be natural. Try not to control the relationship, okay? So with that said, guys, that was my topic today that I want to talk about. And like I said before at the beginning of the video, I may have something for the women as well, but I have to do some more studying about that because women are working a different way than the men. I don't understand women as deeply as men because I am a man, duh. So I have to learn more, but maybe one day I do a video about that as well. Okay. Thank you so much. If you like what you heard, if you like the value of this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you subscribe, I would appreciate it as well. Make sure you share as well. Okay. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching and peace out.
Innocent love.